HB 100 updates Virginia's very outdated child labor policy. The penalties for violating child labor policy have not increased in nearly 20 years. The last increase was in 2007, when violations went from $1,000 to $10,000, and before that, there wasn't any penalties at all. Because of a new resurgence in child labor violations, this bill will increase the civil penalty from the current $10,000 to $25,000 for the injury or death in the course of that employment, and increases the maximum for any other violation from $1,000 to $2,500. This legislation is critical because after 90 years, we are now seeing a dramatic reemergence of child labor violations, 37% nationally in the last year alone. From 2021 to 2022, FOIA data on child labor violations showed that child labor cases almost tripled here in Virginia. High-profile cases meriting federal investigation have emerged, detailing children cleaning blood and grease from equipment with acid and pressure hoses. And a recent New York Times report details a 14-year-old boy in Virginia who was maimed while cleaning a conveyor belt. He underwent 3 surgeries, but his arm remains limp at his side and his hand is frozen in a claw. We need to protect our children. Civil monetary penalties for employers who violate the law are naturally the most appropriate penalty. However, these amounts are terribly low. Additionally, big businesses seem to have just built these fees into their budget and chalked off current fines as simply the cost of doing business. We also included a section to establish a work group, which was just described, to create language-inclusive material to educate children and their families on their rights and ability to protect themselves against retaliation. A national survey found that about 43% of workers who complained to their employers were subjected to illegal retaliation. For many young people, especially migrant children, employment is absolutely necessary for themselves and their families, and they cannot risk losing their jobs completely. They just need to be able to work in safe conditions with reasonable and limited hours. Mr. Chair, members of the committee, I urge you to protect our children and vote in favor of this bill, please.
Thank you, Delegate Siebold.